They're the party of the military. The party that puts "support our troops" on every bumper sticker and stands at attention at every rally and sends military attack helicopters to fly over Kid Rock's pool as a gesture of extreme patriotism. And it's the same party that let more than 10,000 veterans lose their homes. And 90,000 more are on the way. The VA didn't warn a single one of them. NPR thankfully asked the VA why they killed a rescue program that helps veterans without replacing it with anything first. The VA, they didn't respond. And I want to give you some background here. This all stems from a COVID program. During COVID, the VA offered forbearance. Veterans could pause their mortgage payments. Thousands used it. Then, in fairness, the Biden administration effed up. They shut down the pandemic program abruptly while thousands were still mid-process. And suddenly, all of those paused payments were due all at once in a lump sum, which most they couldn't pay. NPR, they were the ones that investigated and exposed it. So, the VA, in response, halted foreclosures and they rolled out VASP. It's the VA Servicing Purchase Program. It's a low-interest loan modification that let vets get back on track after all of this. But Republicans killed VASP in 2025, citing costs, without a replacement. The Mortgage Bankers Association warned them back in March of 2025 at a congressional hearing on the record. They said, quote, "foreclosure, period. That's really where it's going to come to." And Republicans did it anyway. And since they did that, more than 10,000 veterans lost their homes to foreclosure. It's the highest rate on VA loans in a decade. And another 90,000 are behind on their mortgages or are in foreclosure now. The VA now says they've got concepts of a plan because they're going to be coming out with a new program in months. And housing groups warn that even when their plan arrives, it's probably going to leave vets worse off than regular homeowners because they're going to have higher monthly payments. By the way, the people who said this, the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're the people who make money on mortgages. They're the ones that sat in a congressional hearing and said, if you do this, veterans will lose their homes. And yet the Trump regime did it anyway. And his VA didn't respond when a news organization asked why. The VA, the Department of Veterans Affairs, whose entire purpose is veteran care, could not find one person willing to type up a sentence explaining their decision. Not one sentence to the nearly 100,000 veterans who have either lost their homes or are about to. We had our reasons. That's all they're needing. But nothing. Silence. The same administration that used 2 attack helicopters to hover over Kid Rock's pool as a tribute to the military, apparently, cannot find anyone to explain why they took the rescue program away from veterans and left them homeless. You know, when I looked at NPR's coverage of this, one of the things they talked about was the Ledford family, Spokane, Washington. Marine husband, injured in Afghanistan, has PTSD and a traumatic brain injury. And it took him years of fighting through the red tape of the VA to get his disability pay approved. And they used forbearance when they needed it. And they got caught up in the program collapse. They found out that their foreclosure sale had gone through when someone knocked on their front door. That's how they found out. They were already kicked out of the house they thought they owned. They said, when you lose your home, your house, nothing else matters. Those are the words that Leanne Ledford told NPR. She's fought this before and survived it. And she is fighting again because the party that says it will never abandon its veterans abandoned its veterans and the program that was keeping Leanne's family in their home. This story and stories like this are not getting reported near enough. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, share this story, comment on this story, because it needs to stay visible.